Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the news from Saba Satellite Channel from Marib. Let's begin with the headlines.
PLC member Sultan Al Arada inaugurates public development projects in Marib.
Yemeni officials and political forces back Saudi call for de-escalation and unity.
UN Security Council to hold emergency session on Israel's Somaliland recognition. Welcome back and to the details. We begin from Marib, where Presidential Leadership Council member Sultan Al Arada, governor, and inaugurated today a package of development projects in the public work and sanitation sector funded by the local authority. The projects included a residential complex for sanitation workers, new administrative facilities, and modern waste collection trucks to strengthen solid waste management. Additional heavy equipment was also launched to support road works and emergency response across the governorate. Al Arada said the projects form part of a broader plan to upgrade infrastructure, improve services, and address the needs of Marib's rapid urban expansion. He also unveiled a new urban landmark, the Victory Monument, designed to reflect the city's historical and cultural identity, reaffirming continued commitment to development and stability in the governorate.
In a unified official response, Yemen's government, information ministry, and political parties have welcomed a message from Saudi Arabia's defense minister, reaffirming support for Yemen's legitimate leadership and urging de-escalation in eastern governorates. In a statement, the foreign ministry praised the kingdom's pivotal role and sacrifices in supporting the Yemeni state, highlighting the message's call to end escalation in Hadramaut and Al-Mahra and restore social peace, while reaffirming that southern cause remains a just issue that must be addressed within a comprehensive political settlement. In the same context, Information Minister Muammar al-Iryani said the message reflects Saudi Arabia's consistent commitment to resolving national issues through the framework of the state, political partnership, and national consensus, warning that unilateral military escalation only serves the Houthi militia and undermines national gains.
At the political level, 18 Yemeni parties and components issued a joint statement welcoming the Saudi position, describing it as a responsible intervention aimed at containing escalation, protecting social peace, and preserving the legal standing of the Yemeni state. The parties stressed that the southern cause must not be monopolized or exploited through unilateral actions, reaffirming their confidence in Saudi Arabia's rule and the Arab coalition's efforts to support stability, unity, and a comprehensive political state settlement in Yemen. The statements stressed the importance of responding responsibly to Saudi Emirati mediation efforts, de-escalation tensions, and refocusing efforts on restoring state institutions and ending the coup.
In a closely related development and a new regional reaction to developments in Yemen's eastern governorates, Algeria has urged all parties to step back from escalation and return to dialogue. The government of Algeria has called on all parties in Yemen to show responsibility, wisdom, and restraint, stressing the importance of dialogue as the only path to restoring security and stability. In a statement, Algeria's foreign ministry said it was following with deep concern the dangerous developments in Hadramaut and Al-Mahra, warning that continued escalation could threaten Yemen's unity, sovereignty, and territorial integrity. Algeria welcomed ongoing efforts to contain the crisis through peaceful means, reaffirming its support for diplomatic initiatives aimed at preventing further tension, division, and instability in Yemen, and reviving a comprehensive political process.
And in the context of ongoing efforts to sustain humanitarian support and advance recovery, Yemeni officials have held talks with international partners on development priorities and funding challenges. Yemen's Deputy Minister of Planning and International Cooperation, Nizar Basuhaib, has discussed with the United Nations Resident Coordinator's Office ways to strengthen cooperation in support of sustainable development and humanitarian response. The talks focused on funding shortfalls and their impact on food security, health and water sectors, as well as the need to align UN programs with national priorities, economic recovery plans, and institutional capacity building. Preparations were also discussed for a joint development workshop involving the government and international partners. In a separate meeting, Basuhaib reviewed with International Committee of the Red Cross its health interventions amid funding constraints, stressing the importance of supporting central hospitals and ensuring continuity of essential medical services.
In diplomatic outreach aimed at reinforcing international support, Yemeni officials have reviewed bilateral relations and recent political developments with a key agent partner. Yemen's Deputy Foreign Minister for Political Affairs, Mansour Bajash, met with South Korean Ambassador Bong Kai-du to discuss strengthened bilateral cooperation. Bajash outlined the government's efforts to achieve a comprehensive peace and the Houthi coup and restore state institutions while supporting UN-led mediation. He also addressed developments in Hadramaut and Al-Mahra, stressing the need for dialogue and avoiding unilateral actions that could undermine stability. The South Korean ambassador reaffirmed his country's support in line with the United Nations Security Council for Yemen's unity and sovereignty, and welcomed the recent prisoners' release agreement as a positive humanitarian step toward peace.
In a unified Arab response, Yemen joined an emergency regional meeting addressing growing concerns over stability in the Horn of Africa and the Red Sea. Yemen took part in an emergency meeting of the League of Arab States in Cairo, convened to address Israel's recognition of the so-called Somaliland region. The meeting issued a firm Arab rejection of the move, describing it as an unilateral, illegal act and violates international law and undermines the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Somalia. The statement warned that the decision threatens security in the Horn of Africa and the Red Sea, including international navigation. It rejected any attempts to use Somali territory in plans linked to Palestinian displacement. Arab states called for coordinated diplomatic and legal action to counter the step taken by Israel and to safeguard Arab national security.
The Somaliland issue is now moving to the international stage as the United Nations prepares to address the fallout from Israel's controversial announcement. The United Nations Security Council will hold an emergency session on Monday to discuss the political and legal implications of Israel's recognition of the so-called Somaliland as an independent state. The meeting, requested by the federal government of Somalia, comes amid growing international concern that the unilateral move violates international law and threatens stability in the Horn of Africa and the Red Sea. The session follows a wave of Arab and international condemnations, including an emergency meeting by the League of Arab States, which rejected any actions undermining Somalia's sovereignty and territorial integrity.
For continuous updates, stay with Saba Satellite Channel. Thank you for watching and have a good time.
Have a good one.